The story and the meaning behind this painting is one of the most fascinating in history. This is The Death of Marat by Jacques-Louis David. The subject of the painting is Jean-Paul Marat, and he was one of the French Revolution's most radical figures. He was a scientist turned revolutionary writer, and he would publish a newspaper called L'Ami du Peuple, where he would call for the mass executions of traitors to the revolution. This would often lead to their deaths, making Marat one of the key figures of the Reign of Terror. Marat also had a skin condition which caused him to essentially live in his bathtub, soaking in medicinal baths. By 1793, his appearance was starting to be affected by his condition, and this made him increasingly paranoid due to the isolation. On July 13th, 1793, a young woman named Charlotte Corday gained entrance to Marat's apartment, claiming she had the names of several traitors. Charlotte wrote the names down and Marat said, "Good, I'll have them all guillotined." After which, she pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the heart. Now, she didn't run, and 4 days later she was guillotined herself for the crime, and in her final letter she wrote, "I killed one man to save 100,000. Now, Marat was also one of David's closest friends, and David was the French Revolution's leading artist. So when he heard about the murder, he was devastated, and he visited the crime scene the day after. What he saw was horrific. Marat's corpse was still in the tub, his body was covered in bandages and lesions, and there was blood everywhere. Within days, David proposed a painting as a tribute, which he completed in 3 months. And David decided to turn reality into myth. He turned a 50-year-old ill Marat into a clear-skinned young man, and he borrowed heavily from biblical imagery, especially Christ's Pieta. David had essentially turned Marat into a Christ martyr. But this wasn't some attempt by him to deceive the public. This is how he genuinely felt about Marat. After the Reign of Terror was over, David was imprisoned as a terrorist, and he survived execution because of his artistic reputation. He would later become Napoleon's personal artist, working under a new master. His painting, which originally was placed in the courtyard of the Louvre, was returned to him after the revolution, and he kept it hidden for many years.